All right, folks. All right, folks. Happy Monday to everybody. We are rocking and rolling right here. LSU Week, the hottest show on the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, coming from you from the home, or coming to you, I should say, from the home location right here in Tuscaloosa. Got a jam-packed, I'm telling you, jam-packed show. A lot to talk about, a lot to get into. I know you guys want to call in. You guys enjoy calling in, but we're just taking all comments today in the YouTube chat line. Then we'll be back. We'll be back in our main studios in the Birmingham area on Wednesday We'll be taking all comments tonight, getting that chat line, chat it up amongst your family, chat it up amongst your friends here as we're bringing you nothing but the best and non-stop Alabama football coverage. Be sure to hit that like button right now. Run those likes up, smash the like button, like Game on Fire. Let's get those thumbs up right there. Trying to get this thing 50 likes out the gate to start it, but over 100 plus likes here. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. That daily super chat go $100. Daily super chat go $100 right there. We appreciate the love and the support coming from all of you. So a huge, huge show here on this evening as Alabama off of the bye week. You're facing LSU on Saturday, Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa, 6:45 p.m. Central Time kickoff. CBS has the call on the game. We know in the past under Nick Saban the significance of the LSU game. This game means SEC West implications on the line. The winner of this game typically goes off to Atlanta to play for an SEC championship. This game, national championship implications on the line. The winner of this game, more times than not, has gone to compete for a national championship. This game, recruiting implications on the line. Coach Saban trying to continue getting the best of the best from the state of Louisiana, while Brian Kelly is trying to keep these guys in state. So a lot on the line here in this football game, a lot here on the line in this matchup. Definitely want to get your thoughts here in the YouTube chat line. And let's get to some of your comments right now as we got my man Demetrius D. Maynard Sr. saying he's already here. Appreciate my man Demetrius already knocked in, already in the building. Appreciate him helping us out here. Then we got Latoya Billingsley, Roll Tide, my guy, referring to yours truly. Appreciate you, Latoya, in here. We got Mimi S. writing in Roll Tide. Appreciate Mimi coming in here. We got Naomi coming in with Roll Tide. Everyone, Naomi, appreciate your support as always. Jay Lee showing the love. National Stephen M. Smith Day. Let's enjoy it. Roll Tide. Let's go. We got In My Own Words right here for you. We got Bama Bone writing in Roll Tide Roll. We're bringing you Bama right here on a Monday. William Jader writing in Roll Tide Roll. Appreciate William right there. We got Joseph Fortenberry writing in Arizona. Finally got some love with 6 votes after beating number 11 Oregon State on Saturday. I can't believe they only dropped 5 spots. That was Arizona's second win this season against a ranked team. I mean, Joseph, hopefully Alabama can show the College Football Playoff Committee it means business getting a complete game under its belt here and then getting some more teams to lose here as Alabama did move up to number 8 here in the AP poll. We'll get more so into that. Joseph Fortenberry also writes in Roll Tide all the way from Arizona. Naomi comes back with Ready for Revenge Saturday for LSU. So Naomi already ready for the matchup here on Saturday. We got my girl Tanya Dietrich writing in, hey, y'all, Roll Tide fam. And she writes back in with the hey to me here on the show. So appreciate Tanya getting in here. Roll Tide and Rise Up with the Roll Tide family. Appreciate him helping us out here. We got William Newman writing in, drink your whiskey and drink your beer and get so loud they cannot hear. We need to return the favor. Going back to last season, it was loud at Tiger Stadium. It was crazy in Baton Rouge. And LSU got the 32-31 win in overtime. Coach Saban going to be challenging the fans again to get loud, to get rowdy, to create a special environment inside Bryant-Denny. Absolutely. We got James Knox writing in, Roll Tide till I die, to the In My Own Words TDA family. Again, I'm not superstitious, but the live game chat may have to come back on Saturday. We're going to get to John Ivory on that. We'd love to see the live game chat come back. So we'll get to John Ivory on that one, James. Bobby Sprinkle writing in. Stephen M. Smith, Roll Tide, brother. Appreciate Bobby Sprinkle helping us out there on the show. We got my man Don Parker, DP. Roll Tide, everyone. LSU Hate Week revenge game. My only question is, will this team play to the standard for 4 quarters? Don, that's everybody's question. Will this team put a full, complete game together? You also have to keep in mind, I believe this week will be the first installment of the college football playoff rankings for this season. Now, don't quote me on that, but I think this week will be the first installment of the college football playoff rankings. So for Alabama, got to put together that complete game performance. Don Parker, I agree with you there. Let's see here. We got Jarvis S. writing in. Bryant-Denny Stadium will be very hostile on Saturday night. Coach Saban wants it that way. He wants it hostile there, Jarvis. Gene Griffith writing in. Kevin Steele had better put a spy on Daniels. That brother can beat you with his arm and his legs. Now, Gene, I think if you're going to spy on Jayden Daniels, the guy you have to use, Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell is your best option. Number 30 at that inside linebacker position, the sophomore from New Jersey, Jahad Campbell, who has gotten better each and every week this season, had his best game against Tennessee 2 weeks ago. If you're going to use a spy on Daniels, Jahad Campbell would be the guy to do that. Let's see here. Timothy Pass writes in, the rankings are tomorrow. So Timothy Pass confirms with me on that. Appreciate you, Timothy, on that. So the rankings are tomorrow. Appreciate that from Timothy. But you guys continue getting your thoughts in, getting your comments in right here on the show as we go into the first topic of conversation on this evening. And it's, are things falling together for Alabama for a college football playoff spot? We're starting to kind of see it, right? Alabama started off in the top 10 in the college football playoff rankings, the AP poll rankings. We saw the loss to Texas, knocked it down, an ugly win over South Florida, knocked it out of the top 10. And then, after the win over Texas A&M, it got them back inside the top 10 at number 9. Now Alabama's number 8. So it's jumped back in here. I know Oklahoma recently lost to Kansas, but some people still feel like Oklahoma deserves a shot in there. There are 8 teams ahead of Alabama. The majority of those teams in the Pac-12, which Washington, USC, Oregon, this conference, for the first time in a long time, is a legitimate conference. And I'm referring to the Pac-12. So Alabama needs more help from teams in the Pac-12 to lose, teams in the Big 12 to lose, teams in the Big 10 to lose as well. But Alabama's got to handle its own business, right? It's got to win out, and it's got to win out now in a dominant fashion. It needs style points now. It's got to win out in a dominant fashion against LSU starting this week. Then it's got to win out in a dominant fashion against Kentucky, a dominant fashion against Auburn. If it goes against Georgia, SEC championship in Atlanta, that's got to be a dominant fashion as well, because now you're looking at style points. You want other teams to lose, absolutely, but you're looking at style points as well. But the positive thing is Alabama in the top 10, things are starting to fall in place at the right time. And this week is a huge stage, right? ESPN's College Game Day, going to be in Tuscaloosa. SEC Network, going to be in Tuscaloosa. All eyes will be on Bryant-Denny. You're going to have several NFL scouts in Tuscaloosa. All eyes will be on this game because of the magnitude that this game has presented for quite some time here in the Nick Saban era. So Alabama's got to put together a full 4-quarter performance. It's got to put together a full, complete game. Offensively, defensively, special teams, it's all got to be lights out. It's got to be a lights out show. Bama puts together a lights out show and beats LSU by, let's say, 14 plus points. Now the college football committee has to start looking at This Alabama team is one of the top 4 teams in the country. If Alabama can go out here, put together a 14-plus point victory over LSU, now the committee has to go. We cannot deny Alabama. We can't deny Coach Saban. We can't deny the Crimson Tide. And look at what they did to one of the best offenses in college football. Look at what they did to one of the best teams in college football. Look at what they did in terms of if they're able to go out there and completely manhandle LSU in a game that decides the SEC West. So things are falling into place. Things are finding themselves together. We have seen Alabama come out in the second half of games and show dominance, especially on defense. But this is the perfect time where the Crimson Tide fans can see a complete game put together from start to finish. A complete game from Tommy Rees getting out here and starting fast against LSU. You have a team that's averaging 47.4 points per game. Jayden Daniels, Brian Kelly, they're about starting fast. For Tommy Rees and Jalen Milroe, what has been the conversation in the bye week? What has been the conversation now coming off the bye week about starting fast, getting in rhythm, getting in motion, having that continuity of we're going to mix it up. Misdirection, pop passes, screen plays, taking deep shots, having a balance there in the run and pass game, but mixing it up, being effective, being efficient, keeping LSU's offense on the sideline as much as possible, but starting fast and scoring points. That's got to be the key thing for Alabama, for Tommy Rees in this football game. A slow start for Alabama's offense is not good. They can't come out. They can't afford it, right? They can't afford it. They cannot afford to come out the gate slow. They can't afford to come out the gate sleepwalking. They got to come out the gate hitting LSU in the mouth, scoring the football. They got to march this ball up and down the field, get the early momentum, get the early juice, get the early energy, get it going, and get it going quickly. That's from the offensive standpoint. The offensive line, this is a game. Got to impose your will. J.C. Latham, Tyler Booker, Seth McLaughlin, Caden Proctor, Jaden Roberts, Eric Wolford. Got to impose your will in this football game. Pivotal. Even though LSU, Brian Kelly came out today talking about several injuries that the Tigers have, not having Mekhi Wingo on the defensive line, defensive tackle. He's got 22 sacks on the season, 22 tackles, not sacks, my God, no. 22 tackles on the season, 3 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. He's out for this game. He will not play. LSU also has several cornerbacks who will not play in this game, including one, Zy Alexander, who leads the team with 7 pass breakups. He also has 2 interceptions. But despite the fact that LSU will not have some players in this game, that does not negate the fact that Alabama's offensive line, you got to be on your A game. You got to be at your apex in this football game. You got to move LSU off the football and create these opportunities for Jace McClellan, Roydell Williams, Jam Miller, Justice Haynes, Richard Young, create opportunities for Jalen Milroe once he decides to pull the ball down and run the ball, but he's more so wanting to be known as a point guard, distributing the football from the passing aspect. And even when he is throwing the football, protecting that back end, that blind side there of Milroe. This is a marquee game for the offensive line, primarily at that left tackle position. Caden Proctor, huge game for him. He's done some growing. Coach Saban has said, hey, I like his progress. We've gotten him to get better and cleaning up some things. We've gotten him to get better on not dwelling on not focusing on mistakes, but playing the next play, flushing that mistake out of your mind, play the next play, get back there on the field, dominate your box, own your opponent out there on the field. So, and then also Elijah Pritchett, they've gotten some good things with him as he continues to sort of work through and progress. So are things falling in line at the right time for Alabama? I feel like they are. now at number 8 here according to the AP poll. But this is a big marquee matchup for you to put the entire college football playoff committee and the college football world on notice that you are one of the top 4 teams in the country. And you can do this by dominating an LSU team. You can do this by having your way against an LSU team. You can do this by taking an LSU team completely out of its element at home in Bryant-Denny. Marquee matchup right here. But folks, we're going to actually now go to check out more of your comments here. Going back to the chat line, you guys continue to line us up. Let's pull up some of these right here. You guys showing us love here on the show. Oh man, here we go. So we start here with Gerald Vickery. What's everyone's honest concern level for Saturday? I'm still at 8.5 and thinking anything under 60 minutes of Bama's best ball will not end up well. But with 60 minutes, Bama can beat LSU. I think under 8.5, I think that's the spread. Maybe that's the spread there, Gerald. The honest concern level for Alabama is going to be will its offense start fast. I think that's everybody's biggest concern. Will Alabama's offense start fast? Because LSU, they're averaging almost 50 points a game, 47.4. They got weapons. Jaden Daniels is a weapon. They got a running back that can really run the football. They've got Malik Neighbors, big-time receiver. He's got 9 touchdown catches this year. Brian Thomas Jr., someone of whom Alabama recruited heavily, but he chose LSU. You look at, he's got 11 touchdown catches this season. Mason Taylor, who caught the 2-point conversion against Bama last year to win the game 32-31. He's back. So the Tigers have weapons, and they're averaging nearly 50 points a game. So Alabama's defense has its work cut out for it. But the biggest concern, honestly, is can Alabama's offense get out of the gate fast and start fast and not be in its own way? Alabama's offense comes out the gate fast, we could have something good here. We got Tanya Dietrich writing in. I really hope that we can get a complete game. Absolutely, Tanya. I hope we got to see Alabama get a complete game in here. Absolutely. Got to shout out my man Eddie Rose right here. Let's go. Eddie Rose in the building with that $20 donation, that $20 super chat, dropping the love in there. Appreciate Eddie helping us out on the show. That daily super chat go $100. Appreciate Eddie Rhodes helping us out right here. Let's see here. Gene Griffith writing in. This is the best Crimson Tide team has faced this season. Jalen Milroe needs to have the game of his life. I would agree with that. I mean, this is the best team Alabama's faced. Offensively, LSU can score points at will. Defensively, yes, they may have some guys out. Yes, they may have some guys banged up, but LSU still got talent defensively. They still have 4 and 5 stars led by Harold Perkins. That guy's a freak show. So you still got him over there. So this is a game where Bama's got to be on its P's and Q's from start to finish completely. So Gene Griffith, I agree with you. Got to be on the P's and Q's there. Demetrius Maynard writing in. All of LSU starting corners are out. If we're going to let those elephants loose on the edge, the time is now. Protect Milroe, spy Daniels, and we win big. So here's the big thing. With Zy Alexander out, you also have Deuce. You have Zy Alexander out. You have Denver Harris, somebody from Alabama recruited. He's out, and they have one more guy out as well. So you have about 3 guys. You have your starting corners out. You do have LSU does have at safety Andre Sam. He's playing in this game. He's got 3 picks on the year, but the starting corners are out. So if there's a moment where Tommy Reese can mix it up, slant routes, timing routes, deep ball routes, post patterns, here is where it's time to pull all that stuff out. With the starting corners out, here's that shot there. And Demetrius, I agree with you. You protect Jalen Milroe, absolutely. You spy Jaden Daniels, and I feel like you do that with Jahad Campbell, and there's a shot there for you to win big here over LSU. Let's see here. Jarvis S. writes in, we are starting to turn the tide, so to speak. Alabama starting to do that. All it needs now is this major complete game, just major dominance from start to finish. This is the main thing Alabama has. This is the final kind of marquee ingredient, getting these complete games, getting these complete performances from start to finish here for the Crimson Tide. It can get those complete performances starting with this game going to be really, really big here. Don Parker writing in, are things falling together? I say we need to finish this game. We need to see them finish this game. That is too far ahead to be thinking about. This is LSU hate week, and that should be the focus. LSU should be the focus, absolutely. But what we're saying is, are things falling together for this team for LSU week? And in terms of this team starting to find an identity for itself, I think that's the big thing. Are things falling together for this team, finding an identity for itself in relation to wanting to win an SEC championship and in relation to wanting to get to the college football playoff? Now, obviously, LSU is the focus, right? Obviously, you're taking it one game at a time, one step at a time. You're not overlooking this LSU team by any stretch of the imagination. But is this team starting to fall together in terms of finding the right identity for itself there, Don? But I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You got to be focused here on this football game. We got Deborah Franklin writing in, roll tide, everyone. Let's eat some Tigers. So Deborah is locked in on this game. Tammy Sprinkle, roll tide, Stephen M. Smith. Tammy, I appreciate you and Bobby checking the show out today. My girl Lisa Limscomb writes in, we will be ranked 6th or 7th tomorrow night. Roll tide for life. Got a shot here. When the College Football Playoff Committee releases the first rankings, Bama could be ranked 6th or 7th. It all kind of depends on what does the committee talk about? How do they, kind of put this here in line? Let's see here. Tanya Dietrich writes in, will Milroe be able to beat them with his legs? Jalen Milroe talked about him being more so of a point guard with the football, wanting to throw the ball more. I feel like if Jalen Milroe recognizes quickly early in the game that he has opportunities to run and he takes those opportunities and he hits them quickly, he can burn them. But what Milroe's got to do is see the opportunity arise quickly. There are moments where Jalen he sees it, but he wants to so badly show he's a distributor of the football that he nets those opportunities close too quickly. He's got to see the lane, hit it fast, get up and down the field with his legs, because he's a dynamic athlete, one of the fastest guys on the team. So when he sees the lane open, when he sees the opportunity, he has got to hit it running there. That's just my thing here. Got to hit it running. Let's see here. We got Bama AM DM. We need you back in the studio. I will be back in here on Wednesday. I will be back in the studio, guys, to get all of your phone calls. I will be back in the studio on Wednesday. Ephraim Davis writes in, FYI, flu shot season. Appreciate you, Ephraim, for keeping us informed on that, as it is flu shot season. Let's see. We got GT18. I honestly think we can torch them in the passing game. Milroe can have a field day. He's got a shot. LSU's got its cornerbacks out. I mean, we've seen the emergence of, we've seen Jermaine Burton playing big ball all year. We've seen Isaiah Bond rise as the number 2 guy. We've seen some good things from Amari Nyblack and Kobe Prentice. Nick Saban talked about what Kendrick Law has done. This against Tennessee was the most we've seen Kendrick Law all season. Could we see more of him against LSU? We need to. Going back to today's practice, there was a picture. I don't know if y'all saw this, but there was a picture of Kendrick Law lined up in the backfield flanking Jalen Milroe. What does that mean? coming up for this LSU game. So all of this, very interesting when you talk about Kendrick Law. Got a shout out to my man, Demetrius Maynard, dropping in that $20 donation. Appreciate my guy. Says, let's hit that goal of $100 super chats. Roll Tide to him, my man, Demetrius Maynard right there. Appreciate that. We'll get to some more here of your comments. You guys writing in here. Don Parker, don't sleep on LSU's defense. Remember, Perkins gave us fits last year. The O-line must be on point Saturday. And I mentioned that Harold Perkins is a freak show. Alabama's offensive line has got to be at its apex. Got to be at the apex there. We got Bo White, who writes in, Steven, Justice Haynes is going to be a beast for sure, but we got to ride Jace and Roydell for right now. Better pass blockers at this point. That's a good point, Paul. That's a good point. Jace and Roydell are better pass blockers at this point for Alabama. You know, Jace, I believe, 2 100-yard games on the season for him. Roydell had 129 yards rushing earlier in the season in the matchup against South Florida. You know, both guys proven guys, absolutely. So with that, and then the pass blocking ability that they do have, you may need to have or ride with Jace and Roydell for right now. Roll Tide and rise up right in. Tight ends need to help block on the left side. Spy on Jaden Daniels. Roll Tide and rise up. Bingo. Got to have tight end help chip block there on the left side. Whether it's CJ Dupree, whether it's Robbie Oots, got to have some tight end help there. And if you're going to spy Jaden Daniels, once again, Jihad Campbell is the guy to do that, in my opinion. Keena Bina writing in, I hope the team has been studying the LSU Florida State game on how to beat them. That was a good opening match at the start of the season. And Florida State brought pressure, but Florida State contained. If you go back and watch that game, Florida State contained Jaden Daniels. He did not break the pocket. He did not feel comfortable on the outside because LSU, Mike Norvell, and that defense did not allow him to do so. And that's the big thing here for Alabama. The defense has to be able there to keep contained. Yes, spy Jaden Daniels. Yes, trying to get pressure to him, but don't become overly pass rush happy is the main thing. Tanya Dietrich writing in, I'm so concerned that our O-line will allow too many penalties and turnovers. The Alabama offensive line, pre-snap penalties, you can't have those. You can't have the pre-snap penalties. You can't have the snap infraction. So Seth McLaughlin and company, the communication inside Brian Denny for this game has got to be top-notch. I agree with that. Let's see here. Don Parker writing back in, how other teams play in the top 10 cannot be a concern for Alabama. They have to focus on Bama and take care of Bama's business. No half-stepping this week. You got to take care of Bama's business. You got to take care of LSU. Absolutely. Vanna Carter writing in, roll tide. We got this. Just take care of business. One play at a time. We will be all right. So Vanna writing that and appreciate her. Once again, Eddie Rhodes at $20 super chat. Appreciate that. The daily goal, $100. Thanks to all of you guys. We got my man Plow Jogger 1776 in here. Howdy, Bama Nation. Roll Tide. Appreciate that from Plow Jogger right there. Naomi writing in. The only wide receiver I need to see more is Isaiah Kobe Jermaine. And for my running back, Jason Roydell, those two guys, I need to see these guys catch these balls and score on that LSU defense. I mean, true. I mean, I want to see more. I want to see more of Isaiah. I want to see more of Kobe Prentice. We're seeing Isaiah Bond. We're seeing Jermaine Burton. I want to see more of Kobe Prentice. I want to see more of Kendrick Law. I want to see more of Kendrick Law. That guy is way too talented to not be used more within this offense. Deborah Franklin writes back in, this is a different Bama defense this year. It is. Everybody's locked in. Everybody's focused on their job, their responsibility. Deontay Lawson spoke today in his player interview period. A lot of the guys did not even go home for the bye week. A lot of those guys stayed in Tuscaloosa. They got more work in. They got more reps in. They're mentally locked in. This team's ready. This team saw what happened last year in Tiger Stadium. They're ready to get this thing going. Absolutely. Bobby Sprinkle writes in, Stephen M. Smith, if you can put Alabama's offense on the field and let them control the clock to wear down the LSU defense out to be tired, we can probably beat them like that too. I mean, you want to have balance. Bobby, you're correct. You want to have balance in this game, but then at the same time, you also kind of want to score fast. I kind of in a way equate this LSU team to the 2019 LSU team in a small way. Now that the 2019 LSU team had way more weapons. When you talk about Burrow and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Terrence and Terrence Marshall and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. That team had just weapons everywhere. That 19 team. That 19 LSU team was just an offensive juggernaut, and you take nothing away from that team. You look at this 2023 team, it's got some variations of that 19 team in terms of the offensive weapons, the offensive firepower. That's why I'm saying if you're Alabama, not only do you want to be balanced, but you got to score. And you need to score points here in this matchup. Here we go. Jarvis S. writes in, this is big boy football Saturday night. Big boy football. Absolutely big man football. Timothy Pass, if they can play a complete 4 quarters, LSU is in trouble. We've seen what both the defense and offense can do when they bring it. We've seen what this Alabama defense can do. Kevin Steele has called up some gems, especially in the second half of games this season. Can he do this for a full game? That's going to be fun to watch. And then last week against Tennessee, and at points this season, we've seen Tommy Rees call some things offensively. He's got to do a full game, but this will be fun here. Banner Carter writing back in, definitely got to get back against LSU. Got to win this football game on Saturday. Jarvis S., all eyes will be on T-Town Saturday night. They will be. A plow jogger. Get those fans we had last time back for this game. I'm telling you, Coach Saban again is going to challenge the fans. Pack it out. Make it loud. Make it deafening for LSU to hear. This is a football game. This is where the SEC West is on the line, SEC championship implications, national championship potentially implications, recruiting implications. This has always been the game of the year since Nick Saban came to Alabama in 2007. J.D. Long, we appreciate him with that $4.99 super chat. Let's go. J.D. Long getting the love right here. Inside on the show, Run the Table Sports TV. Steve, we are ready. So Run the Table Sports is getting himself in order. Jason Bernard writes in, I don't think Bama will be ranked higher than 8 since we really don't have any style points. And that, Jason, is the biggest thing that I'm talking about. The complete dominant football game is what Alabama needs right now. Alabama has won a lot of its games close margin this year. Close margin. Probably its biggest win against a significant opponent would be by 14 points. It beat Ole Miss by 14, 24-10, and it beat Tennessee by 14, 34-20. So it's been its most significant wins by 14 points. But the playoff committee wants to see just a dominant thing there from start to finish in terms of those quality wins there. Jarvis S. writing in, last year we didn't have any quality wins. This year we have 2 ranked wins, and we can pick up number 3 Saturday night. This is true, Jarvis. You have 2 big ones. Alabama has 2 big wins against ranked opponents this season. You got a chance at number 3 against LSU. So here we go. Tanya Dietrich writing back in. Everyone said we lose to Texas A&M and then Tennessee. Now they're saying we lose to LSU. I hate it. Just stop. We are a powerhouse. Here it is. I look at this. The betting lines in Vegas, all the major sports talking heads, they want to get everybody riled up for these games. They love to stir the pot. The Paul Feinbaums of the world, among others, they love to stir the pot. That's their job. Their job is to get people riled up, to stir the pot, to enhance people to bet on these games. That's what they do. They have no idea as to whether Alabama's going to win or not. Their job is to get everybody amped up here for a football game. So this is going to be good. Coach Saban talked about it. The only gift he wants is a win. On his birthday weekend, the only gift he wants here is a win over LSU. Mike Coleman writes in, Roll Tide, everyone over $100 in here, right over 100 in here, and not even 50 likes. Let's give Stephen the crew that thumbs up and hit the bell. Hey, Mike Coleman, you know what it is. Get everybody to hit that bell. 154 people in there. Hit that like button. Hit that bell. We appreciate it. We're giving you Bama content. We're giving you all things Bama. This is what you want right here. Appreciate all of you guys writing in, commenting in, getting involved. JD Long, Roll Tide, Stephen M. What's your score prediction for the game? I've been struggling with one, man. At this point, I've kind of got it at 38-24 Bama. Your 38-24 Bama is where I kind of got it here at this point. We got Kareem Hood 40. If Reese has never called a game, he must call this one. Usually the LSU game tells us a lot about our teams and where we stand. Kareem, if Tommy Reese has not called the game of his life, he better call it now. If Tommy Reese has not called the game of his life, he's got to call it now. He's got to mix it up. He's got to have it together right now. So, Kareem, I agree with you on that one. Continue to get your thoughts in here. You guys are throwing in your comments, loving it. Really appreciating it right now. Got to show some love to Crimson Kings with that $1.99 in the super chats. Appreciate Crimson Kings. We're about to force them to deep throw a corn dog. We're about to force them to deep throw a corn dog. Crimson Kings already getting them going here on the show. My man Jay the GOAT. Let's go with that $2 donation. Nate Loser School University ain't played nobody. Here we go. We got Jay the GOAT in here. Here we go. Everybody getting their score predictions in. I'll get those score predictions in here. We got Deborah Franklin with her score prediction, 30-24 Bama. We got a close one from Deborah, 30-24 Bama. Kareem Hood's got 35-17 Bama. Like that one right there. Jordan Bradley's got 42-17 Bama. All right. Appreciating that one right there. Let's see here. Don Parker writes in, this would be the perfect game for Bama to really play murder ball, unleash the hate, please. So there is Don Parker giving you his thoughts right there. Naomi writing in 35-12 Bama, her score prediction. So you guys continue getting those things in. Appreciate you guys showing that support right here on the show. But we actually get into topic 2 here of the conversation, and this is on Kevin Steele has to have his best performance of the season calling this game against MSU. He's got to. Kevin Steele, games like this was why he came to Alabama. Matchups like this, moments like this, stages like this is why you have Kevin Steele back in Tuscaloosa. And he's built this thing up to this moment, right? You go back to the South Florida game, holding them to 3 points in the second half. The Ole Miss game, holding them to 3 points in the second half. The Mississippi State game, holding them to 7 points in the second half. Texas A&M holding it to 3 points in the second half. They're completely shutting out Tennessee in the second half. He's been building towards this game right here against the LSU and this defense. Dallas Turner talked about over the bye week. We're ready for LSU. We're focused on LSU. They got a great quarterback, great receivers, strong offensive line. We just got to be on the same page as Alabama, being Alabama football. That was Dallas Turner speaking on that today. Not today, but over the bye week. Deontay Lawson talked about today, going out there, controlling Jayden Daniels, controlling LSU, being where our feet are, making the right play, making the sound play, having the gap discipline. This is a huge game for Kevin Steele to call this, whether you're using the twist TE stunts with your tackles and ends, whether you're pressuring with your outside linebackers, whether you're using pressure stunts with your inside backers, whether it's having a spy there on Jayden Daniels, more than likely Jahad Campbell, whether it's disguising coverage there on the back end, disguising blitzes, timing things up right. This is the game for Kevin Steele, for everybody on the defensive coaching staff on the field. This is the game for all the defensive analysts, Charlie Strong. This is the game for this entire defensive staff. This is a game where they send a message. We just took one of the best scoring offenses in college football and rendered it helpless. That's the notion they got saying. We just took one of the best scoring offenses in college football and rendered it helpless. That's what it's got to do on the biggest stage with everybody watching. I feel like Kevin Steele goes out there and he shuts down LSU from start to finish. A lot of people are going to come around on this was the right hire by Nick Saban. You still have some folks that feel like Saban didn't make the right hire. Oh, he should have went out there and got this guy. He should have went out there and got that guy. And he should have went out there and got this name or that name. But if Kevin Steele comes out here Saturday night and renders an offense that's averaging nearly 50 points a game helpless on national TV with everybody viewing, ratings going through the roof, if he renders LSU helpless offensively, then everybody severely changes its tune here on Kevin Steele. Now, quite a few people have already done that, but I feel like the masses will end up changing their tune on Kevin Steele if he goes out there and he has a phenomenal play calling exhibit where Jayden Daniels is uncomfortable. He's getting hit. He's making mistakes where, LSU not able to run the football the way they want to, where LSU not being able to create any type of offensive balance, and Alabama's defense is just able to tee off on them, create turnovers, and maybe even get some scores there off of those turnovers. So this right here, a marquee opportunity, a marquee moment for Kevin Steele to show this is the reason why I was brought back. This type of game is the game where I return to Alabama to make sure that we're able to get, huge victory here over LSU. But big game here for Kevin Steele. As we jump back here into the comments, take a few more of these before we get to the final topic here of conversation. Let's see here. We go back. CEO Watts has a score prediction, 28-7 in favor of Bama. LSU doesn't score. We give them 3 field goals. Roll Tide, roll. Okay, CEO Watts, I got the confidence there. Holding LSU to 3 field goals, not giving them a touchdown in the end zone there. I like that right there. We got my man Big Bill. My man Bill from New York, William Morris writing in, Roll Tide friends. Appreciate Bill getting us in there, get himself in there. Don Parker writing in, this defense needs to go head hunting for 4 quarters. It's got to go hunting for 4 quarters. This Alabama defense, Jarvis S. writing in, he's got 27 17, Bama over LSU. Got that 10-point win there. Jarvis S. has that there. Let's see here, continuing up with these score predictions. We got Lorraine, who writes in 55-10 Bama. Lorraine here giving that score prediction right there. Jason Bernard comes in 27-24. Bama scores a go-ahead touchdown for the win. Whoa, 27-24. So Jason Bernard's got Bama on the edge of its seat there, scoring a touchdown at the end. Justin Summerlin writes in, we will sack Jayden Daniels 5 times and pick him off twice. Big confidence from Justin. Love it. Bama sacking Jayden Daniels 5 times and picking him off twice. That's the prediction there from Justin. Kareem Hood writes in, Steele has to be aggressive in his play calling and not allow LSU to dictate to us, unlike the last guy who called defensive plays, and she's referring to Pete Golding. Steele has got to dictate the flow. He's got to dictate it. He's got to control what LSU's offense is trying to do there. Let's get some more here. We got Plow Jogger, 27-14 Bama. We got Naomi with another score prediction, or she's got 42-20 Bama. I like that one. Jeremy Sanders writing in 41-24 Bama. I like that one. Tanya Dietrichs writes in, Steele has an opportunity to shut people up. He does. He's got a chance to really show the masses. This is why I came back, to run this defense the way it needs to be ran. This is why Coach Saban brought me back home to Tuscaloosa. Here we go. Tanya Dietrich writing in 35-17 Bama as her prediction. Justin Summerlin writes in 45-17 Bama, complete domination for 60 minutes here. Got to show some love to Jason Bernard with that $2 super chat right there. He writes in, let's make Aaron Anderson regret leaving. Aaron Anderson is at LSU, the former Alabama receiver, 5-star that transferred to LSU. Let's see here. Crimson Kings writes in 38-21 Bama as his score prediction. Bobby Sprinkle, he's got 31-24 in favor of the Crimson Tide. Marcus McCants with 38-17 Bama. So these predictions here, they're rolling in. Appreciate all of these guys here, all of you guys with their predictions. James Knox writes in, absolutely no predictions. I'm here to ride the Roll Tide roller coaster to its conclusion, no matter the result. So James Knox just wanting a Bama win regardless of what the score prediction is. Got to appreciate James there for that. So as we look at here, the final part here of today's show right here, and appreciate all of you guys checking us out here on the channel. We look at here Jalen Milroe, and can he potentially outduel LSU's Jayden Daniels here in this matchup? This is a big game for Milroe. All of the conversations about Jayden Daniels and his shot at the Heisman. Jayden Daniels, 30 total touchdowns for him, 25 touchdown passes for him, and one of the top quarterbacks in the country, top quarterback in the SEC. Jayden Daniels has gotten a lot of the conversations. He deserves it. Great player, great athlete, guy's having a phenomenal year. But here is a shot for Jalen Milroe. With the stage at its brightest, here's a shot here for Jalen Milroe to go out here and put together a huge performance. I'm not saying to put him in the Heisman conversation. He does not need to be in the Heisman conversation. I mean, all you want him to do is go out there, be effective, be efficient, win the football game. But I kind of go back to Jalen Milroe is in a situation where Derrick Henry was back in 2015. Remember that 2015 Bama team had the early loss to Ole Miss and had to regather itself, and then the LSU week comes, right, and everybody's talking Leonard Fournette. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful, he's running through people, he's running over people. They can't tackle him. Guys have to jump on his back. They can't bring him down. And the Alabama defense just got so fed up with Leonard Fournette getting all the talk. And that was the conversation where Jonathan Allen said, Alabama does. Alabama can stop him. We can stop him. We got the team. We got the defense. And Jonathan Allen even mentioned, people keep talking about Fournette, but we got a running back here that no one's talking about. No one's talking enough about Derrick Henry. We got a guy right here that can mess up and frustrate their defense. And what happened? Alabama's defense shut Fournette down. He only had 31 yards rushing on 19 carries. Derrick Henry had 210 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. The Heisman switched hands that night in a final score of 30-16. And Alabama would go on to play for the national championship. So Jalen Milroe kind of finds himself in a very similar situation where the conversation's Jayden Daniels, but Milroe has grown with each game this season. We're talking about a guy that's among the best in the SEC and in the nation for passer rating at 175. We're talking about a guy that's averaging 10.6 yards per pass attempt. That's number 3 in the nation right now. We're talking about a guy that, has gotten better each and every week. He's gotten better and better and better each and every week here that he's been on the field. He's got 18 total touchdowns on the season, 13 touchdown passes. 10 of Milroe's 13 scoring strikes have come on plays of 20-plus yards. So you're seeing the accuracy. You're seeing the deep ball ability. You're seeing what he can do, putting the ball on time and on target to these receivers. He and Tommy Rees are growing together. They're learning together. They're developing together here as coordinator and quarterback. So just to me, this is a huge game for Milroe. Daniels is getting the conversation. Daniels is getting the love. Daniels is getting the notoriety. Like I said, which he deserves. But here's a shot for Milroe, kind of under the radar. His moment to come up and take the moment. His chance to come up and seize the opportunity. His chance to come up and really sort of take over the game and either put himself in the Heisman conversation or at least, win the game and douse the chances of Jayden Daniels there taking home the Heisman. But big matchup here for Milroe on a huge stage. He's got a chance to, possibly go out here and outplay and outperform one Jayden Daniels. But folks, it's going to be a fun football game. It's going to be an incredible game and an incredible matchup. We're going to go back into the comment section here. You guys have been really showing love here in the comment area. Let's see here. Let's get some of these comments back up here. Oh yeah. We got to check these out here. Here we go. Tanya Dietrich. Before we get to Tanya Dietrich here, we got to get the shot to Don Parker, that $2 super chat. Don Parker, just make him quit. He wants Alabama to make LSU quit. Absolutely. Here we go. We got here Miss Machine Gun 1. Revenge game in Tuscaloosa. Miss Machine Gun 1. She's ready. She is ready for this matchup here. We got Hell Baby TV 35-21 Bama. He's got Bama here winning this football game. We got Bethel 7-24, 28-24 Bama. A close one, but Bethel 7-4 has the Crimson Tide. Brian Watson giving us a Roll Tide roll. We appreciate that, Brian. Tanya Dietrich. Milroe can absolutely do it. Milroe for Heisman next year. So Tanya Dietrich, a lot of confidence for Jalen Milroe. Justin Summerlin writing in, this will be our statement game. Show everybody we're here and we're coming. Appreciate Justin for that comment right here. Statement game for Bama. Got a chance to get it done with all the eyes of a nation, watching him. Absolutely. Miss Machine Gun 1 writes back in. I hope we kept some plays hidden away in the playbook for this game offensively. I hope Tommy Reese has done that. I hope Tommy Reese has kept some games locked up in the chamber just for this matchup, just for this contest, just for this game here. Absolutely. We got here William Morris writing in. We should call wildcat runs from Milroe. Should should do that. He should do that. Should do that. Here we go. Tanya Dietrich right back in. Fournette got dropped. He did in that game. Everybody talked about Fournette in 2015. He got dropped by the Alabama defense. Derrick Henry taking that Heisman Trophy that year. I mean, absolutely took it that year. So here's a shot. Here's a shot from Milroe. Here's a shot here for Alabama. Run the Table Sports TV. Steve, we got to get Justice some burn, though. He has that breakout to get loose in him. Love Jace, but he seems to get tripped out from the slightest touch when he's in. You got to get Justice Haynes some burn, and this will be the game to do so. This will be the game to get Justice Haynes some burn. We will see what happens. We will see here what will transpire in the matchup. But folks, I appreciate you guys so much for your comments, for your enthusiasm, for your energy. That's going to do it for In My Own Words tonight from the home location. Yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Appreciate all of you guys showing the love, showing the donations, the chatting, the super chatting, getting crazy in the comment section tonight. Appreciate all of you guys for the support here of this show. And you guys continue to go to the touchdownalabama.com where you can get the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered. I'll be back on Wednesday. Good Lord willing, I'll be back on Wednesday in studio in the Birmingham area, giving you your Bama football coverage. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you guys continue doing what you do, the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing there to not be bored there. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday in studio. Good night, Tuscaloosa. It's been In My Own Words. I appreciate all of you guys.